and welcome to episode 12, where I thought today we'd look a bit closely at low band. Low band, the empty band, for a lot of the country, a very quiet band, and for parts of the country like where I live in East Anglia, there's nobody here at all. At least there's nobody here that I've ever heard of. Now the band isn't huge, it goes from 70.3 to about 70.5. So you've probably got 20 channels or so to fiddle about. There's a little bit outside that where you can actually do some other sort of modes. But if you just want to have a chat, you're limited really from 70.3 upwards. 20 channels down in 70 megs doesn't seem very much, but in actual fact there's very little activity, so 20 channels is actually quite good. Other users of 70 megs, well, there's still a few taxis and things like that. There are some short-term hire channels down there. The only other users of 70 megs really are things like UK Rally Sport, who still have a channel there where all the cars and the crews can communicate, and it's pretty well used countrywide. They've got a licence for that. Where I live on the coast, 70 megs of course is just empty. Historically, the use of 70 megs for ham use was of course using second-hand PMR kit, so Tates and Pies and all that sort of stuff. But it's not really been a busy band for a very long time. So what do you do if you want to get onto 70 megs? I mean, how can you do it? Well, stuff like this. This, in actual fact, is a Retevis 9000. It's one of the very popular low band radios. It covers from 66 to 88 megs. So in actual fact, the 70 meg amateur allocation is a very small part of it. It's a great radio. You can program all 20 memories up, so all you have to do is turn a knob. You've got access to them. It's a really nice, well-made radio, and they have proven to be pretty reliable things. As the radios go, fairly simple things. A knob which you can use to either go through a VFO mode, and you can tune with that, or of course you can just program in the 20 channels and just go from one to the other on there. It's a very simple radio to work. Doesn't need a computer to operate. You can do if you want to, but in actual fact programming these from the actual radio is a piece of cake. Fairly comprehensive microphone with all the usual buttons that they now have, so essentially access to the frequencies plus all the hidden functions can all be done from the microphone. But as a little mobile set, they're rather nice because they're not very big. What have we got as an alternative to this Retevis 9000? Well, there's a TYT version of exactly the same radio. And because radios at the moment are quite short, it's quite difficult to get them with this chip shortage. So if the supplier offers us the Retevis or the TYT, we take them. They're usually the same price. But I do rather like these, and they're nice and simple to work. I think no one's going to struggle working one of these. How about if you want a radio that's not bolted into your car? Well, you can use a portable. These TG92s are really nice. Again, far more channels available than we've actually got access to. And simple thing, got a volume on the top, channel change. Now, the one feature you've probably noticed already is the antennas are fairly huge. In actual fact, if you think about it, most cars that have got a low band antenna on use a quarter wave, and it's big. It's a big whip. So something like that is a helical and is shrunken down enough to be sort of just about okay to put in a pocket, but realistically not too enormous. It's a bit compromised in terms of performance compared to a quarter wave at 70 megs, but I don't think there's a real alternative. So something like this, even though they run about 5 watts, you're probably not going to get more than 2 or 3 miles on it. Realistically, it's just an inefficient aerial. There's nothing much you can do to make that better, apart from sort of huge great whips, and that's just a bit daft on 70 megs. But something like one of these, or the mobile set, will get you going on 70, and they're not horrendously priced, so you can get yourself up and running for not a lot of money in a band, and especially in a band where if you live in a big city where there's so many people talking, 70 megs can be a breath of fresh air. Round here, I've left them sitting on the windowsill and not heard a thing for days. Every now and again, I catch the tail end of what I think was someone talking, but if they are operating around here, I've missed it. So there we go. 70 megs, the forgotten band. but still an extremely good one. Anyway, that's enough. See you on the next video. Take care. Look after yourselves.